Hey guys, Cola here, and I am definitely not about to throw up from the sexual implications of trying to hook up with a literal brain. Gotta hold it in. Velma Season 2, Episode 8. Just 2 more episodes until I can finally move on from this limbo I willingly threw myself in and enjoy my life. This episode gives us a lot of answers about the victims, Project Scooby, and even the killer. However, these are not the answers anyone could expect or want. I was praising the last 2 episodes because we were finally solving a mystery, and now I would very much like to go back to those episodes. Because if this episode is insinuating what I think it is about the killer, I might need to go into therapy. If you want to find out what I mean, then let's dive on in. But before that, if you enjoy my crippling addiction to bad shows and movies, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And spoilers for anyone who cares. The episode starts like any normal day, with a man under house arrest since Dawn and the military abduct him from the local police station just so he doesn't reveal his secret about the murdered victims. Now, I don't know the legalities behind this, but locking up a man in the same house as Velma, the only person in this entire town that seems interested in figuring out what the hell is going on, must be a lack of foresight. And you should know this was a bad idea because you recently met Velma sneaking around your base actively investigating Project Scooby, the very thing you put a man under house arrest for so he wouldn't tell anyone. But the episode never seems to acknowledge this. A man can't tell Velma what he knows about Project Scooby because, and I quote, "The army will disappear me forever." Like I said before, I'm no legal expert, but come on, how is that not illegal? You are a lawyer. You of all people should know they can't do that. However, a man does reveal one piece of information to Velma.
The night after the seance,
What?
Wow, the cat is out of the bag, huh? I thought this would be a plot point that will be carried out for the remainder of the season, before ultimately being resolved in the finale, after a second act breakup. I guess I will give some props to the writers for not being cliche and forcing us to watch some drawn out melodrama, but dealing with it straight away feels kind of odd. It's like we are missing some much needed tension to build up to the confrontation between Velma and Daphne, but it just happens. So any emotion kind of falls flat. I'll explain more when we get there. After Aman explains how he saw Daphne cheating in a car with Amber, Velma decides to vent to Olive, the Brains, and Gigi, looking for emotional support. You know Velma is sad and has no friends if the best people she can talk to are her past bullies and a literal mute. Basically, Daphne's friends. Wouldn't they take her side?
You came to the right place, as popular girls were experts in cheating and getting cheated on.
What? Gigi talked? I'm actually speechless. She hasn't uttered a word since the seance episode. But then again, what she just said was a total lie. Yes, they are popular kids who would have experience in this topic, but their advice is atrocious. According to them, Velma's only option is to not dump Daphne immediately or talk to each other to find a solution, but to instead gaslight her to unreal levels where she is left vulnerable, and then when they are finally in full view of everyone, destroy her socially to the point that Daphne's only option remaining is a 9mm.
So the only way to keep from being destroyed socially by rumors is to destroy Daphne first?
Exactly.
What's worse for Velma is that the Brains remind her that not only did Daphne cheat, but she cheated right before a mandatory field trip where everyone will be locked in a bus for hours. And you know what that means.
Oh no, bus gossip. Rumors expand to fill the boredom, destroying innocent reputations just for fun.
Yeah, not good. I know this show is supposed to be a more comedic take on the Scooby-Doo franchise. Emphasis on the comedy.
Look at all those rings. Did you finally win your land war with the South African diamond miners?
But how would he know what went into the brain solution without your journals? He was hot, so there's an upper limit on his intelligence. In your phone, you have Maxine and Susan listed as evil gossip monster, do not answer while drunk.
But I don't think it's a good idea to give the more naive part of the audience actually bad advice that they might use in the future if they find themselves in a similar situation and then wonder how come all their friends are gone. And this isn't used for satire either because they're seen to be in the right.
If Daphne doesn't pay, she'll cheat on you again.
Velma agrees to go along with their plan, so we cut to the day of the field trip, where Fred is taking the news that his mother being proven to not be possessed by Norville's grandma and was just a truly evil person rather well.
End the day by forgetting all our troubles at the amusement park. Woo-hoo-hoo! Wait, why aren't you cheering?
Nobody else is cheering because apparently teenagers don't care about the amusement park anymore and all that is on their minds is to make out. There are two things wrong with this. One, how come no one is interested in the amusement park? I don't care how old you are, you may be an infant gaining consciousness, or you may be an elderly suffering with dementia, When you get told that you have an opportunity to go to the amusement park, you drop everything and you go to the damn amusement park. No matter how creepy that random guy in the corner is licking his ice cream and never breaking eye contact with you. And two, why would Fred be surprised by teenagers wanting to hook up? Last time I checked, he was a popular kid who would have definitely done the same if he was still dating Daphne. They never officially broke up, by the way. So I guess that makes two people that Daphne has now cheated on. Meanwhile, Norville and Lola discuss how they too are supposed to make out. And I don't even want to think about that. Velma shows up and poorly hides the fact that she knows Daphne cheated with Amber.
Why are you acting weird, Velma?
You're acting weird, Amber.
Drama!
I mean, see you on the bus.
They're all on the bus now, and Daphne is starting to become overwhelmed by the guilt of what she and Amber did together. However, Amber, kind of out of character by the way, just absolves all blame and says that she has nothing to do with it and that it's all Daphne's own fault.
What we did? That was all you.
Last time I checked, to cheat on someone, it takes at least 2 people. More if you're freaky. But doesn't anyone find it weird that Amber is acting all high and mighty? Throughout the season, she has been depicted to yes, believe in the occult, but is still yet the most emotionally secure and attached member in the cast. This has just turned an already meh character into an unlikable character. They even have the audacity to give her a B plot that goes nowhere, in which she is trying to convince other people that ghosts are real. Yet no one believes her except Olive. Which is strange because half the people here in this bus were willing to do a seance. Velma gets a note telling her that someone wants to meet her at the back of the bus. First of all, who is handing out notes nowadays? Just message her on her phone. Then you're less likely to have your note being read out loud by the teacher to the entire class, causing your crush to laugh at you, so every time you see her face you can only remember the time your note got read out loud so you don't look in front of you, causing you to embarrass yourself further by walking into a lamppost, which you swear wasn't there yesterday, forcing you to write an angry letter to the council because it caused her to laugh at you even more. And what was I talking about again? Yeah, so Velma is told to go to the back of the bus and is pulled into the bathroom by her dad. How is he even on the bus? Isn't he supposed to be under house arrest? There were so many military personnel based around his home. How did no one notice him escape? And he escaped even though he should have one of those ankle restraints that would be tracking his every move. You would think they would keep a keen eye on the one person that could expose their whole operation. In fact, his restraints should be ringing off alarms that he has left his designated area.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and Dawn will never suspect I escaped house arrest to go to Sacramento. It's a lateral move.
Amon explains that he escaped house arrest. Notice he doesn't explain how. He just did, and he managed to swipe some top secret military information by downloading it off of Don's work laptop that has no security or password and put it on a flash drive. So now Amon needs Velma's help to find a computer so they can see what's on it. They arrive in Sacramento and Velma and her dad manage to sneak away, but Daphne spots them. Velma thinks this will be the best time to confront Daphne about her cheating, and it's not pretty.
If you cared about me, you wouldn't have kissed Amber.
What?
Yeah, I know. And worse, I had to find out about it from my dad.
Daphne apologizes, but she basically victim blames the entire time, and I lose the little respect I didn't even realize I still had for her.
I wanted to tell you, but I knew how bad it would be. That time I didn't text you back for a day, you threw my bike off a cliff.
Velma is obviously angry because they had only started dating 3 weeks ago, and Daphne is already disloyal. But somehow, a sob story and a couple tears from Daphne managed to make Velma forgive her. She's still hurt by it, but forgives her all the same. This is what I mean when I say that this makeup scene feels a little flat. It just randomly comes out of nowhere and is resolved just as quickly. Somehow, Velma manages to implicate Daphne in her crimes by telling her about her dad's escape from house arrest and that he stole some top secret information. I find it funny how Velma is immediately trusting someone who she just found out broke her trust. Meanwhile, back with the cop moms chaperoning the field trip who still haven't realized that 2 of their students are missing, one of them being their adoptive daughter. Fred, with help from Norville, rallies the class together to cause a protest to allow their class to go into an amusement park and not have it cut from the field trip. Hey, here's a fun fact. I told you that just to reach 10 minutes. Velma, Aman and Daphne finally find a computer to plug the flash drive into. It will take a while for the files to be downloaded, so this gives Aman the perfect amount of time to finally explain what top secret information he knows that is so important the military had to personally hold him under house arrest. Aman explains that a couple of months ago he met with Mr. S and he learned that himself and all the other victims were actually secretly working for Project Scooby. I guess the coroners and ex-sheriff Merle being a part of Project Scooby makes sense since you'll be needing to move bodies and you'll want that to be off the record. But I fail to understand what a priest and a science teacher bring to the equation. The other reason Mr. S visited Aman is to tell him that a fellow work member was creating an unpleasant work environment. And before Aman got the chance to investigate, Don told him to drop the whole situation. Then later, when the same people started turning up dead and Aman had questions, Don just never talked to him again. Except for that time he did. And that other time. So, it's now pretty obvious that the killer is whoever this uncomfortable co-worker was. This also puts a nail in the coffin for my theory that the killer was Mr. S. This greatly saddens me. Aman notices that Daphne, hey, I know you also forgot she was in this room, has been acting strange the entire time. She is still hiding something.
As a former cheater, I know cheaters, and she's being way too nice.
During the protest, the police have surrounded the building and Olive lets it slip to Amber that she knows Amber cheated with Daphne. But Amber claims that never happened. Here's the truth.
I'm so mad at her. I want to put a curse on her.
What? You put a curse on me?
If you look past the fact that that is not what their silhouettes were doing in Daphne's flashback, this somehow makes Daphne look even worse. Like, I don't even know what's worse, cheating on your girlfriend or actually witch-style cursing her so that nobody can ever love her again, then letting her believe that you cheated on her. I feel cheated on, and for the first time ever, this show makes me feel bad for Velma, which I didn't know was even possible. But we don't get time to process any of this because the police are not the police. It's actually Don and his military lackeys finally realizing that Aman has escaped his house arrest. What was he doing this entire time? Being a good and functional father? Well, we know that's a lie because he has been bribing his own daughter with phones so she doesn't ask any questions.
You tell me what the hell is going on right now, or I will have everyone on the bus gossiping about this, and it will ruin you.
I'm gonna offer you 2 phones to not do that.
Oh, totally. Deal.
This leads to a bus chase that breaks all the laws of physics and reality. But I'll let that slide since I'm a fan of animation, no matter how questionable the content might be. This also gives Fred a chance to live out his dream of going to an amusement park. Don catches them in the end and adds further context to Aman's story.
How could we trust you? You said Project Scooby was dead.
For your own safety. The same reason I put your dad under house arrest.
Yeah, because that was obvious from you clearly acting suspiciously evil all season. Don explains that Project Scooby pivoted from trying to put soldiers' brains in kids to just a bunch of guys surveilling them. They're basically a more concerning neighborhood watch. This cannot look good for a priest's reputation. But one day, one of the operatives managed to get a photo of Dia with Edna's research from last season. And I'm just thinking, how did they take these pictures? Does Dia have zero peripheral vision? How do you not notice someone creepily taking a picture over your shoulder? Guess who the operative was? Codename Uncle Scooby. Really, that's what we're calling him? So Uncle Scooby recreated the project with their photos, but it goes wrong, creating a co-worker that is uncomfortable to work with. So this unholy creation is angry at their creator and goes on a killing rampage of the people they deemed the cause of its existence, just like Frankenstein's monster. So why didn't it just kill Uncle Scooby and be happy? All the others had nothing to do with its creation. why kill them as well? Don explains this is why he placed a man under house arrest, to protect him, which makes him escaping under their watch even worse since they are trying to protect him from a potential killer, and failed epically. The episode ends with Norville's hallucinations maybe being a ghost, causing a bunch of weird things to happen today that I did not bother to go into. Velma and Daphne reconcile over some questionable logic.
That's the most romantic thing I've ever heard. Wanting me to die alone isn't great, but loving me hurt you so much, you did everything in your power to stop, and you couldn't. That's beyond romantic.
And Velma has a breakthrough in who the serial killer is, or should I say, what?
That's it! The killer loves sneakers, hates the 4th of July, and the attacks were all low on the body.
No, this better not go where I think it's going.
This is the same speaker that's in a baby babble box, which Don's wife said came from Project Scooby.
Please, God, no.
Daphne, what if the super soldier isn't human?
They think the killer is...
A what?
A talking what?
a talking dog. I told you, if they were insinuating what I thought they were, that I'm going to need some serious therapy. Does anyone know the nearest facility? I literally can't believe this. It doesn't make any sense. In the flashback we saw the shadow of the killer, and that was clearly not a dog. Even when the killer attacked Velma all the way back in episode 1, that looked nothing like a dog. And if it's a dog's brain in a human body, that makes even less sense. First of all, I'm pretty sure a dog's brain isn't big enough for a human skull. And secondly, would a human body be able to keep up with a bus and bite its tires out, then kidnap Velma in front of everyone without no one noticing? Oh yeah, Velma's been kidnapped. This episode was a roller coaster, and not the good kind that Fred wanted to go on to help distract himself from his mom's evil deeds. We now know what the killer is, and I hate the very idea of it. I rate this episode a 4 out of 10, mainly out of me being petty that my theory was wrong, and I'm never wrong. The clues given throughout the season were there, but I don't think they were cohesive enough to justify the fact that the killer is a talking dog. Like, white trainers are there because dogs like trainers? I'm pretty sure everyone likes trainers. Everyone was making the dumbest decision possible in every single part of this episode. Velma and Daphne's relationship is as flimsy as a damp paper towel, and Norville was trying to freak a brain. I'm emotionally done. But what do you guys think? Tell me down below. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed. Cola out. Last time, I can do it. Causing your crush to laugh at you, so every time you see her face, you can only remember the time your note got read out loud in front of you, so try again. Causing your crush to laugh at you, so every time you see her face, you can only remember the time your note got read out loud, so you don't look in front of you, causing you to embarrass yourself further by walking into a lamppost which you swear wasn't there yesterday, forcing you to write an angry letter to the council because it caused her to laugh at you even more, and... Causing your crush to laugh at you, so every time you see her face, you can only remember the time your note got read out loud, so you don't look in front of you, causing you to embarrass yourself further by walking into a lamppost which you swear wasn't there yesterday, forcing you to write an angry letter to the council because it caused her to laugh at you even more. We tell that one last time because I'm running out of breath. Causing your crush to laugh at you, so every time you see her face, you can only remember the time your notes got read out loud, so you don't look in front of you, causing you to embarrass yourself further by walking into a lamppost which you swear wasn't there yesterday, forcing you to write an angry letter to the council because it caused her to laugh at you more, and then when you thought it was all over, she saw you again and you pulled your pants down by accident. It was a total accident, I swear, the wind pulled me down, it wasn't me, and what was I talking about again? Causing your crush to laugh at you, so every time you see her face, you can only remember the time your note got read out loud, so you don't look in front of you, causing you to embarrass yourself further by walking into a lamppost which you swear wasn't there yesterday, forcing you to write an angry letter to the council because it caused her to laugh at you even more, and what was I talking about again? One last time.